In the year 2021, for some reason, a whole bunch of billionaires have decided to build rocket ships and blast into space. Like, how high do you need to get, fellas? I mean, fairy dust, am I right? Don't matter, cause y'all never gonna get as high as these two clowns sound. Alright. Sit back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dave and Juan.
And 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
Hey, right to it. And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Look
at
at
that, man.
Thank you. Everybody, sit down. Sit down, everybody.
We got an intro.
We have some work to get done. I just realized we always start. That's the easiest thing to do. Let's get it done. That and the fact we're just talking about. I'm dealing with a post-nasal sinus. I don't know,
medical.
Yeah, it only bothers me when I need to breathe. So,
you can hold your breath, man.
No, not a biggie. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's get it all in there before I tap out. Because, I had that today. I was on one of these with a business situation today, and I'm realizing it's about 45 minutes, and I'm realizing halfway through it, man, I'm getting a little lightheaded. More than usual, right? I'm talking, I'm doing my thing, and I'm realizing, it's because I'm breathing out of my mouth, and
right. No oxygen coming in.
It's hard to talk a mile a minute when you're also trying to take in air to do it. But
and who'd ever thought you would have trouble talking a mile a minute?
Bro, I muscled through it, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Breathing through my ears. My ears. I had that happen once years and years ago. I don't remember the place.
Through your ears?
Oh, no, not that. Could have been. Hey, listen, it was some session, man. I don't even remember what state it was, what it was. I remember it was a big boardroom and there was probably 15, 20 people there. And I'm the guy having to talk, the lead this thing. And the night before I was so sick. I was so head congestion, I'm taking the medicine. I'm just, it was one of the worst head colds I ever had. And I'm there the next day. And it's right before you go in the room, you're blowing your nose, you're doing everything you can to let me get through this.
Get it all out.
And listen, it's like, it's a couple hours I'm in there and about an hour into it, I got so congested. I'm talking and my ears, and I don't typically get this. My ears clogged up to the point of, I thought it was like a joke. I could not hear myself speak. Right. I'm talking and I literally, it's just, okay, I'm pretty sure there's still words coming out.
Did you pop them? Which is like always a scary thing to do.
No, I'm swallowing hard. I think I may have actually got to the point of, any questions just to give me an opportunity to, please, Lord, just give me one ear.
Please have a question.
Yeah. Just give me one ear to, muscle through that. But,
Yeah, well, I take NyQuil all the time to sleep. So
not for any good, just cause.
Yeah, just because it helps me sleep. I used to tell people that to me the most euphoric moment was when you're about to fall asleep, but you're still awake enough to know that you're about to fall asleep. And I would take NyQuil and lay back and wait for that to happen, which sounds like a drug thing, but
it does sound like a drug.
So, let's scratch that.
It's sort of the wimpiest drug thing ever, man. I'm just
take a shot of NyQuil.
My roommate in the dorm. Well, he was my roommate for a while after that, but Tim used to pull that when he wasn't feeling well, or if he it might have been to get to sleep sometimes. He would take, I guess it was a shot of NyQuil and a shot of amaretto.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Good combination.
He was not a pharmacy major, by the way. Kids, that's not a recommended.
Right. Yeah. You don't mix that together.
So, man, you were beaching it. this past week.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was a quick trip, but it was good. It was funny driving down the beach, and then when we were driving down to the beach, and then once we were there, I saw a couple of things that I don't know if it's some new trend or what. It was new to me.
To us, to us, everything is new.
Yeah. I took pictures, so we'll post them on here. Pulled over at a convenience store, and there was a couple of SUVs that were obviously together. Girl on a bachelorette party, and so it had all the shoe polish stuff on the window, including things like buy her a drink with her Venmo address or Venmo name, handle, account information. Help her have a fun time. Venmo. Then when we were going,
because we've bonded. Yeah, I really.
Yeah, right. I thought about sending her $5 with a note of thanks for last night. But then, so I just thought it was some rare thing. But then a couple of days later, we're walking into a restaurant, and another vehicle has, just married in shoe polish all over the windows, with the same thing, people's Venmo address. And then they pile out of the car with like 6 kids. And it's like, yeah, I'm giving you money.
Well, maybe they were just married.
Yeah, no, I think they were.
Could have been the Brady Bunch, man. Like, hey, here's a story.
Yeah, but it's, you're not just starting out. Maybe
of 2 broke ladies.
Yeah.
They were starting out and whatever, man.
But yeah, so it was that. Then
by the way, let me just pause you on that. And I say this sincerely. It's one of the reasons that I hate people.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I don't really hate people. I hate where some people are taking society. That's annoying to me.
Well, it's just like everything, pay for something and let somebody else pay for this.
Yes. Why the about the most I would ever see there was, we had a friend of mine, well, still a friend, good friend. And that was the running joke that for his birthday, he was the guy that would have the pin. It's my birthday, buy me a beer. All right. He did that. But that, you know what? If it is your birthday, and you're in a bar, I'll funny.
Have a conversation with you at least and get some value out of it.
Happy birthday. I'll buy you a beer.
Driving down the road here, I'll send you some money.
Exactly. Yeah. Fact, text me some money so I can,
because I can't afford this party that I'm going on. But we saw somebody else at the beach. We always do get the rental chairs.
Money,
I'm not terrible if somebody sits in somebody that's not theirs. Because typically they're not marked well, or they have just numbers on them. But these they actually wrote your name on it.
No, I have issues. You're better than me. My wife will tell you I have issues, man.
No, well, look, if it's mine, dude, I'm talking about I'll go put like my stuff on the chair early in the morning, and if I'm in the room, I'm leaving it there just so nobody gets my chairs.
Yep.
Because I'm that guy.
Don't make me have to ask you to get out of my chair.
Right. We saw one family who, and I'm talking about like a big, 4 adults, gazillion children, who took some people's chair early in the morning. Then somebody came and said, hey, my chairs. So you think that would be enough? No, they just went to the next set of chairs that also had somebody's name on. Those people came.
Yeah.
The family of chair stealers or whatever.
Yeah.
Looked ticked off.
Yeah.
To have to get up again.
Yeah. I again, people. One of
the people ruin it for the rest of us.
Okay. I guess it's a week from tonight. So I was at that concert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hella Mega. The Mega Hella. Yeah,
did it start in Houston? Because I think it came to New Orleans or something.
I don't think it did New Orleans yet. My son.
I know some other people went to it somewhere near.
My son's got the shirt. Yeah. Well, what happens is it's a big tour, and they started. This was the 3rd date on the tour. Okay. I think 2 days later it was in Jacksonville. Not Jacksonville. It might have been Jackson or Tampa somewhere. And then, or Fort Lauderdale. And then it was in Miami the next night, and it's jumping around. But man, it was, so my apologies going into it to Green Day. They were amazing. Not political at all. I was stunned. Just great. And as long as we joked before about the concert started at 5:30. It started at 5:30.
Wow.
It wasn't just those three bands. They had a warm-up act. And they were pretty good. It was some ska, if you know what ska is, but sort of a take on, I guess, like the only ska band I really know is Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. And people know that. But it was a female lead, and I forget the name of the Interrupters, I think they were called. But and they were fine. They did whatever, and then Weezer and Fall Out Boy and Green Day. But yeah, man, it was long, good. Dude. It was pretty sold out place. Good to be back, and humanity, people
enjoying things together.
Man, it was something. You start feeling your age after a while too. Just like, whew, man. All right.
Well, sitting in those chairs will kill you. Yeah,
we had some pretty good. But not. We were on the field, so our seats were. They had the seats like in the bowl, the stadium, but then we were down. We had some pretty good seats, but it was not extremely comfortable, but just good, good.
So how long did the whole show last?
About 11. Yeah, I know. And you could tell that's clockwork, man. Everything's corporate. Everything is. I could just tell. I was telling my wife, I was looking at my watch, and, oh yeah, Weezer's going to come out on at whatever. And she, really, how you know that? I said, I can just in my head on how it's going to work. Boom, they come out. And they're great. They do their stuff, and boom. I followed by, you could just tell. And then I just looked at it and said, yeah, Green Day is going to wrap up right at 11 o'clock. That's how it happens. But it was good. I was and again, it was fantastic. I'll give credit because part of this, I think too, they talked about, the guys from Fall Out Boy talked about, this was only the third time in 2 years that they've played live. So you could tell these bands were enjoying. I mean, they're enjoying. They're like, they're really grateful to be back.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a touring band, that's what you do. And it's, you thrive off of the performance,
but they were awesome. But also I was thinking about watching all of these bands is that regular guys out there, if you watch this, you would think, okay, say you're not very athletic, say you're not that good looking, say all the stuff, which describes most of us, right?
You're talking about me.
Dude, learn to play. Look, man, start a band. Be in a band.
Oh, yeah. Well, most guys will tell you that's why they started a band.
Dude, I'm looking at, and look, they're all great. They're all good, but especially Fall Out Boy. And I love me some Fall Out Boy. Those guys are good. I mean, their songs are stout. They're just a good band. The lead singer of Fall Out Boy, I don't even, it's hard to even describe. You would not what's a rock star supposed to look like?
Not a handsome man is what you're trying to say.
I'm not saying that. No. I'm not saying any of these guys are grotesque. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they don't look like rock. Would you think rock? They ain't David Lee Roth, right? Let's put it that way. Like David Lee Roth in his prime was
the rock god, man.
David Coverdale of Whitesnake. Right. Paul Stanley, even with the makeup. Yeah. Think about these were right. That's a rock star. Dude from Fall Out Boy, he looks like he works at a car wash, man. He's dressed like he works at a car wash, but let me tell you something. That guy brings it. He's good. He's good. And Green Day, I mean, Billy Joe Armstrong. Yeah. He looks like somebody that got shoved in a locker a lot in high school. And he channeled that stuff, but it was good. It was a fun night. Being around people is it's fun. It's also
it's always good when you know that the performers are enjoying performing. I think that radiates to the crowd and
the crowd too, right? The crowd's just glad to be back doing this stuff. Now, here's a funny thing. So we go to get there. That's something about. We go to get there. So I said before it was it was supposed to be me and my sons. Then one son had to work, so it was me and my wife and my oldest. And we pull up to park, and it's at Minute Maid Park, right, where the Astros play. And I didn't know where up. We're just gonna go downtown. We're gonna go to park. And I'm pulling right up on Minute Maid. And there's a parking lot just right across the street. I'm like, and we were there kind of early. That's where I'm gonna park. Sounds like a plan. I start turning to park. The sign's out there, $50. $50 parking. So in my head, I'm sort of like, and my wife's, she's throwing a conniption. We are not parking at $50. And I'm like, oh man. All right.
What's a parking ticket cost? That's what I value it against.
Well, I don't worry about parking tickets. It's like, don't tow me. So I go around, and it's Houston, man, downtown Houston. I go to another lot, try to pull in, a few blocks away. There's no sign, but she goes, it's $40. We're not parking at $40. All right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You've found market price now.
Okay. Now, to her credit, I'll give my wife credit. Pull out of this parking lot. I'm getting a little frustrated at this point because I'm here. I know I'm about to start walking in there and buying $12 beers. I mean, it's not. Yeah. This is not. Now
relative.
In my head, this is not the time to start value shopping. We're already
so you're in it for a lot.
We went to like a half block away somewhere else, and we ended up parking for $20. So, okay. Now, without the context there, if you pull up at $20, you'd have been like, man, $20 to park. You kidding me? Well, after you see 50 and 40, you're like,
yeah, it's a bargain. I just saved $30.
I can do that. So after we get in, I run into my friend Jim. He was also at the concert, right? We kind of texted each other when I got there, and he comes up. And we found them in the seats and stuff. And he talked to him. He said, "Bruh, I parked right across the street, $50, man. It took me." I was like 10 steps from my car to the gate. I was the first one in the gate. We were the first one at the merch, laughing my head off. I'm like, oh, that's so perfect. Man. That's what you do when it's you and your kids, that nobody's going to veto you.
No.
He's like, man, I parked in the $50 lots. And yeah, I got vetoed. I couldn't. Sorry.
Yeah. I've been to, this is some of the stuff when Riley was cheering. You go, you pay a gazillion bucks for them to cheer, and then you got to pay a competition fee. Of course. Then you have to pay $35 to go into the facility to watch the competition, and another $20, $30 to park. And if we go down to the municipal auditorium or the convention center in New Orleans, there are a couple of spots that I don't know why, but you could park right up on the convention center, and no hassle, no tickets, nothing. So I'd go there and people would say, well, how'd they do? I said, forget how they did. Look at this picture where I parked. I parked for nothing.
I won. Yeah, I don't know.
That's right. Yeah,
I don't even remember what they did.
Yeah.
I won.
I didn't even watch. I sat there and stared at my parking spot all day long. Just to admire it.
It's like if you ever get early in the morning, you got to swing into Walmart. You just want to leave your car there. You never get to park. You never get to park near the front door at Walmart.
I want to get a cab and Uber to work.
Well, So we pull up, we see there's lines forming, and I guess, the way that we saw the pretty long line. So we get in there. I say long, it's about a 10, 15-minute line. It's annoying enough, but it's not terrible.
All right. You're not going to miss the show.
Yeah, we're in the line. And it's really disorganized. There's two different things, and people just one line is straight, one's kind of doing serpentine, and everybody's kind of just like honor system, like, are we in line? And everybody's talking, all right. And my role and drives my wife crazy whenever we're in these kind of situations is to say things out loud and see what kind of reaction I get. Just to, comment on something, and it's always funny to see the people that just like laugh or turn around like, yeah, I'm with you, right? My wife hates that. It's not why I do it. I just, when I'm having fun,
other people enjoy it.
We're in line about, I don't know, 10 minutes, going on 15 minutes. And we finally work our way toward the front. We're within, a minute of getting in. And this dude comes around. He's from works at the place. I don't know why everybody, he's waiting, because this is what he lives for. I don't know why everybody's standing here. All the gates are open around around the stadium, so you can just there's just no lines over here. And I'm like, okay, first of all, dude, we could have used you 15 minutes ago, all right? And you're telling people who are about to go inside that, oh wait, there's no line over there. Like, and I just want to talk. I said this out loud. I said this loud enough for everybody here. I said, go tell the people on the end. This is useful information to them.
Right. It does me no good.
Yeah. Like, wait, some people that have been waiting 15 minutes in line, you think we're going to leave line now that I can see to get it? But that's what that guy lived for. The
Thanks,
highlight of
big
it.
guy.
The highlight of that guy's. I guarantee that's what he was waiting for. I guarantee you that's what these people wait for. I'm going to wait till there's a big crowd, and then I'm going to walk in there like I'm
important.
Yeah. Well, you can go over there.
Yeah, I have the information.
It was funny. We get to the front, and again, total me. I picked this wrong, and I'm not gonna describe the people in front of me because I don't want to be insensitive. But let me just say they were younger, and I think they were full of it. So they had a backpack. You can't bring backpacks in. You can't bring unless it's medical or whatever. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's these rules.
Yeah. What do you?
Yeah. So there's this guy and this girl, and you can tell they look like college students, which you'd figure, right? They look like the kind of Venmo me money kind of people, right? And they start to get in, and one of the security people like, no, you can't bring that in, and they had bottles of like some kind of organic tea or something, and they're like, no, you can't bring. Well, no, I have a condition, I can't drink whatever, just crap. I'm just sitting there going, man, they're lying. And what's annoying to me was this is taking up time. I've been in line 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're literally stopping this. And while we're doing this mom, who I'm going to bet was about my age, maybe a little bit younger, probably younger than me. And she had her kid with her. And I could tell she was annoyed because she just walked all past the line. She didn't get in line again. She kind of walked up the side like, okay, this is somebody who's been wronged. She's not getting back in line. Okay. So she comes around to and so it's these guys that are talking and we're right behind them. And then her and her son are standing right there. And my wife's like, okay, she apparently, she needs to go. And I'm like, yeah, okay, hang on. I don't just forfeit my spot without a story. Okay. So this is going on. And then she sees these people letting this young couple bring in the bag with the stuff. And apparently this mom and her son got turned away because the mom had a purse or a.
So that's why she was storming back in. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. And she was like, oh. And she was like, whoa, wait. They get to go in? They get to go in with that bag? I just had to go walk to bring, and the security people are just like, their eyes are, they're trying to. And this young man, I'm guessing he's in his lower teens. God bless him. He turns around to me and my wife, and as I was saying, he's like, "I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry she's doing this." And I looked at him.
I said, "No, man, bring it."
Talking as loud as I can for everybody to hear. I look at him and said, "No, dude, I'm on your mom's team on this one." I said, "These two are." I'm talking to my wife and my son. They're on your team. They're on team embarrassed. I'm on her team. So she looks at me like. Right. And I'm like, yep, yeah. So then she had like a little purse with her or something to get back in. And when we're letting her go, she's going through. I speak up and said, I think that purse is too big, man. I don't think that purse is regulation. And it was kind of funny. She had to turn around with these daggers in her eyes to make sure, like, oh, it's you. You're joking. You're right. But I'm like, man, no. I relate to her. That's me. Wait, you just made me walk blocks and blocks to go put a bag back up, and I show up and watch you.
And somebody's got an obvious lie.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I got health issues. That's why I've got a bag full of drinks and.
Yeah. I'm going to be hydrating. Yeah. We were only at the beach for 3 nights. Made the reservations late, but shopped around a good bit. We typically go for 7 nights in a condo in a better area. And I paid darn near as much for the 3 nights in a smaller hotel than we did for that. It was literally like $500 a night.
Wow.
And so the first night. It's
good to be Juan.
No, it's not. Trust me.
You should have said, Riley, you could at least won something. I mean,
yeah, really.
If I'm dishing this kind of money.
I know, because she spent 2 extra nights there with a friend of hers at a much nicer place than with
I think
living the life of Riley. But so the first night we're there, and look, man, if I'm paying for a hotel AC, I'm freezing that room because I like to sleep cold. And it was hot. And so I went downstairs that morning. I said, look, man, I had the AC on 65 and high, and it was neither. And he said, all right, we'll take care of it. It was real nice. And they ended up, they fixed it. But so at one point, because they had a couple other things I told them to fix. The one was like a lighted mirror.
Had a list of things to fix.
Yeah, it's like, I'm only here for a couple of days, but I'm here. Have at it.
I got a checklist for you, brother.
Yeah. Trying to get some money.
Just here to help. Just here to help.
But so Riley went up to the room for something. And I think she went to get a book or whatever. And then a little while later, I said, all right, let me go check, see if they've come in here to check on the room. So I get there and I push the door and it's not, locked. And I said, oh, they must be working in here. Or it's not even closed. And I look and the mirror's lit. I said, all right, cool. They're in here. And well, let me back up, because at first I'm thinking Riley didn't close the door all the way. So I'm about to, rail onto my child. Mm-hmm. Then I said, okay, well, no, that's not her, because the deadbolt's on. Or the deadbolt's open, so the door can't lock. Right. And so I go in and I don't see any workers in there. So now I'm about to go raise hell that, they left my room unattended with the door open. Then I look around, I don't see any of my stuff. wrong room, man. So it was nice. Apparently I went to the 3rd floor instead of the 2nd floor. Common mistake, but
at least you didn't go nuclear. I've had, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's when you feel terrible, like, oh man, I had all this righteous anger, ready to just unleash, and it's you. I walked up to a few months ago. I'm lucky I didn't get shot. Somebody else's car. Woman had this exact car I had, and she parked it right in front of me. I mean, literally, silver SUV. I mean, and I came out, had my head down, and I was doing. In fact, it was close enough that I was as I walked up, I with my head down, not paying attention. I'm clicking, and I can hear the car unlocking, but it was so close. I walk up and I open her back door, and she's sitting there. She's sitting in the car, and she was just like, and to her credit, she was cool. She was just like, she turns, huh? I'm like, oh God, so sorry. I back up, like, so sorry, because I know if it had been me,
you'd have been dead,
dude. I'm spinning with a Glock, like, no, wrong car. But I felt terrible. And I had to show her, even at the point, I swear, and I point, look at my car.
Look here,
look at my car.
Click.
I know you don't believe me. I know you don't believe me, but look behind you. That is the exact car. I'm not stalking. I'm just, it was the funny. So my youngest son's name is Abe, and you don't meet a lot of them, right? You just don't. Okay. And people don't believe this, but it's true. Years ago, almost 21 years ago, actually over 21, because we came up with his name. We were expecting when he was going to be a boy, and we couldn't come up with a name. And we went through all the family names and stuff, and no. So one day I came home for lunch. I used to work close enough when I wasn't traveling, and my wife and I said, we're going to pick a name. I'm eating lunch. We're going to pick a name. We had the baby name book. You ever had those baby name books? Kids, there's actually, I guess you do that stuff online now, but there was a time where people actually bought books of baby names, and I'm not kidding, man. I grabbed the book. I'm, mouthful of food. First one, Aaron. No too many Aarons.
There you go. I was gonna say, you didn't have to go far,
dude. I got like to the 3rd or 4th name in the thing, Abraham. I like that, because my thing was I wanted to name him something that everybody could say, could spell. Mm-hmm. Was obviously a boy name, blah blah blah. Abraham. I'm like, I like that. My wife's like, yeah, that's pretty good. I said, really? Yeah. I said, okay, that's what the name's gonna be. And she's like, no, we can't. We're going to spend more time.
We got to get at least to the ACs.
And I'm like, no, that's his name. So I just started calling him Abraham right there. Like the whatever discussion started going on, I was like, no, his name's, and I started telling people, we're going to name our kid, Abraham. You call him Abe for short. His name's Abraham. And like, people don't believe me. Like, was it a family name? It is now. It's got to start somewhere. So anyway, so you don't run in at this point anyway, you don't run into a lot of them. We're coming out of a movie. He must have been 5 or 6. So him and Jesse, right? and he had a tendency to run ahead of us. And we're walking in the parking lot, and he's getting ahead. I'm like, Abe, here I am. And he doesn't respond that much, but this large guy, this large African American gentleman, I'm guessing in his 20s, with a couple of people with him, kind of looks back, keeps going. Abe, Abraham. Dude stops, turns around. Dude, you talking to me? I'm like, no. He says, my name's Abe. I'm like,
yeah, coincidence.
Meet my son. It was kind of funny. He was like, oh, cool. His name's Abe. Nice to meet you, man. You got a good name. I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. No, I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling. Talking to me.
Yeah. Get your butt beat for that.
Yeah, really. Like, dude,
my second son is named Elijah. And he's about the same age. And we didn't know any Elijahs at that point. And, that's why I wanted something that was different. Well, then he went to a Jewish preschool where every kid was named Elijah.
Why you name me like everybody else?
Yeah. And so there was one kid in his
This from a guy named Juan.
That's right, man. Yeah.
That's no Hispanic at all.
He had a kid in his name, Eli Hammond was his name. And so my dad, and this is probably when he was like 3, my dad would call him Eli. And so he would say, my dad would say Eli, and my son would go, Ja. And my dad never could catch on. And he said, no, Eli is Eli Hammond. And
because
he was Elijah.
Paul, don't you know this is how it works?
Yeah.
That's not my name.
Yeah.
That's
So talking about names, you were in an article recently, partly because of your name, right?
That was kind of funny. So like a shout out to my mom and dad for giving me the very unique name of Dave. But I got a guy from, and I thought it was a joke. I got an email from this columnist with the New York Times, and he has one of the things like, right, really? And I pulled it up. Oh yeah, dude's like written many books, and he's legit. He's the guy. I'm like, oh, I think I even recognize his name. And so apparently there's this financial services app called Dave, this banking thing. I think Mark Cuban is one of the investors doing these things. And so one of his angles is he wanted to talk to some Daves about. So it was funny. So he reached out and he sent me a nice long email. He sent me about what he wants to do. And he had talked to other industries. And then his banking industry expert named Dave was going to be me. Which is kind of hysterical. Like, okay. And, but to his credit, and I joked with a buddy of mine after, because he was just like, man, you in the New York Times? And I'm like, yeah, my running line is I don't believe anything I read there. Even when I said it, I'm reading my own quotes and saying, did I say that? I think they took that out of context. But to his credit, no, he's spot on. And again, I owe apologies where I owe apologies. Like I said, I expected Green Day to be terribly political, and they were fantastic. And I kind of expected the New York Times guy to be. I was really worried about what I'm talking to him about and whether or not it was going to be. Yeah. When I read what it was, and it was. He was legit. He got it down to the period. It was all perfect. But
nice, man. Nice. Kudos.
I kidded with him about that, because when he started talking to me, I said, yeah, man. I said, I'm sitting here thinking that I'm getting contacted by the New York Times because of my 25 years of experience and blah blah blah. And I said, but it's really because of my mom and dad naming me, right? And he laughed. He said, well. He said, that's 5% of it. He goes, you came up on the first Google search. But to his credit, and again, I will give credit. I was surprised. He had read 5 or 6 of my columns, because he was like, nice. He had notes and he was talking about stuff. And I'm like, all right, I legit hat tip. I take back a lot of the stuff I said. The guy's legit. So yeah, it was kind of funny to do that. And hey, man, look, shout out. I guarantee it's the first time in years in the New York Times, Thibodeau was mentioned. I mentioned being a branch in Thibodeau and Winn-Dixie. And I promise you have not read Winn-Dixie or Thibodeau in the New York Times in quite some time. But
right, or especially not in the same article.
Funny. So a buddy of mine that's a bank president, or one of them back in Louisiana, sent something. Man, yeah, it's all great, but wait until you get into the, have you been in the Houma Courier? Like, no, I'm actually shooting for the Lafourche Gazette. That's my, I want to,
set your goals high, man.
Dude, when you were young, man, Gazette, I still remember. I still read the Gazette. They got a couple of pretty decent writers at the Lafourche Gazette. And when I grew up, dude, it didn't count if it wasn't in the Gazette. That's the paper. Now you grew up, up in, you were a Yankee.
The Assumption Pioneer.
Right. You're a Yankee. You grew up in.
That's right, man. Up the bayou.
In Paincourtville.
Paincourtville.
Not us, man. It was the Gazette. Twice a week. They threw that thing in your yard, man. Everybody read the Gazette. Well, hey, bro, you saw that? You read the Gazette.
The Pioneer used to have, like a section called Paincourtville Notes. And I guess that was like the social section. So you could, send little information in. And the hook was, it would always end with, a good time was had by all. And so a number of times when I was in college, we'd grab people and we'd go out on the lake and stuff. And I'd say, watch, I'm going to get y'all in the paper. And so you'd list the names, Juan Semino of Paincourtville and his friends so-and-so of such and such, blah, blah, blah. Spent a Sunday afternoon boating on Lake Barrett. A good time was had by all.
That might be our new tagline, man.
Hey, yeah, I had at least about a couple.
So I get a call this week from a friend of mine, guy I graduated with, still friends with. In fact, we text all the time. Like I said, good friend who I'm stayed in contact with. So the phone rings. I look at my phone and I'm in the middle of doing something else. And I know I would normally never take a call, but it's like, I say it's Doug. I don't give his last name. Doug. So Doug, why is Doug calling me? Oh crap. Somebody died. Something, right? Really? Come on. I don't think it was, so I'm like, let me just stop what I'm doing. Hey, what's up, man? I'm watching your first podcast. That's the open zone. I'm watching your first podcast. And I stopped and said, dude, we're on like number 23. Like this is the one we're doing now is 24. So we're actually completing 6 months right now. So I'm like for 20. No, I'm watching. It's good. It's good. And I just love the fact that he never watched. Here's a friend of mine who I text with all the time, who has apparently not watched a minute of anything so far. So he's like, yeah, I'm halfway through it. It's good. It's all right, man. You're talking about a weenie spaghetti in here. And he starts talking about, my mom she makes an awesome weenie spaghetti. And I'm like, yeah, if you watch the shows, you'd see that, my mom does too and whatever. So man, listen, I'm going to be in Houston in about 5 weeks. Dude, I'm having my mom make one. I'm bringing you a pot of weenie spaghetti when I come up. I'm like, dude, bring it. Fantastic. That's great. And then he starts like, now this ragu patat, explain that to me. And I'm just laughing my head off. It's like, I got nothing else going on now, bro. Like that's the phone call I get from you. Like, okay, thanks. Appreciate the weenie spaghetti. I look forward to getting that.
Yeah, we'll catch up then.
And then we end up talking about the recipe for ragu patat. And he's like, I don't think you put wieners in there, man. I think that's sausage. And I'm like, well, people with money probably had sausage. Yeah. So we're back and I'm just laughing. It's so funny how people come together around the ridiculousness of, we hadn't talked on a phone in 10 years or longer, but man, hey, I got to call this guy about a weenie spaghetti. I
had a guy last night and it's, like you said, it's it's a compliment, but is it? And he comments sometimes, he watches a good bit. But he made some post about, a joke that said that he had the twisties, basically the new disease coming out of gymnastics at the Olympics. That's why Simone Biles opted out of a number of her competitions because she had the twisties, is what they call it.
Okay. I guess I have not been following that as closely as some.
Yeah. But so I made a joke on it and said that, I thought about calling out of work today with the twisties. And he said, that would be a good topic for the next Dave and Juan. But then he commented after, he said, yeah, I had missed a few episodes. And so I was catching up on the trip the other day and my wife was with me and she liked it, surprisingly. Well, okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
well,
Abe. Good job. Appreciate that.
I get that.
Abe,
with
I'm just messing with you if you're watching this.
I get that with various things I do, and even when you have to write a lot, I got to write a lot of stuff. When people will email me or call me, rarely call, but email or text and say, "Man, I really liked," and they'll give you. And what's your reaction? Well, what about the rest of it? Like, I haven't heard from you in like a year. So what? So everything else sucked? I mean, and that's not what it's about, right? But it's like your first reaction is, "Oh, well, I'm glad you like that, but what about last week? Last week wasn't."
You seem surprised.
That's right. You're shocked. Well, here's what's funny too. So Doug starts telling me, and this is only people with a certain mindset. And again, friends. So look, just some free advice. I'm liking what in fact, I liked episode 1 enough. I'm going to watch episode 2. Right, and he says, he's like, here's a couple of suggestions. And I'm now we're back to text, and I'm texting him. How about you watch the next 23?
Yeah.
And see if we,
give me a synopsis.
It sort of evolves. Some of this stuff you talked about may end up, but it's all good, man. It was actually a great reminder to me of, because it's part of what I preach to other people about business and about anything. And this is not a business. This is just us messing around. But to understand in business, we go through life thinking that everybody's on the same page we're on. We think that because we know something, or we talked about something, or we saw something, or that's obvious. No, man. Everybody's living their life. Everybody's got their own. We are all the stars of our own movie, and everybody else is a bit player. Some have bigger parts than others, but you don't.
I wouldn't call mine a movie. It's more like a short film.
Dude, I wouldn't call what you got a short film. You older than the trees in my yard, bro. Come on, man.
True.
I mean, you're doing all right. You're doing all right.
A narrow tree with a big wide trunk.
Right. And this is the time of the week. We push the button. We see if any of this stuck to tape, and hoping that it did. Guys, if you want to reach us, we'd love hearing from you, unless you call me. If you got my number, I guess you can call me like some friends who are just now starting to watch.
But they're only in like episode 3 by now. So
exactly.
by the time they get this,
not putting my phone number on here. But if you want to reach us without social media, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. We love hearing from you. We love reading them. And if there's something, topics that we want to, you suggest, we may actually jump into them. How else can they find us?
And check us out on social media, on Facebook. We post all of these on Facebook, but you can also subscribe to us on YouTube. You can look us up on any of those outlets, Dave and Juan, or Dave and Juan More Time. And we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
That's right. We got to get the Apple Podcast thing worked out, because Spotify is in order. Apple Podcasts, for some reason, it's it's a potpourri. It's it's whatever.
I'll call Apple and have them get on that.
Get on Apple, man.
Yeah. It's Juan. The hell's the problem here, man?
Apple, this is Juan. You may know me from Dave and Juan, not the other Juan. I'm Juan.
If I got to put this thing up one more time.
That's right. Man, don't make me show you. All right. Anyway, guys, this is a lot of fun. It's so much more fun when you're here with us, and we thank you for being here with us. Thinking we're going to get together again maybe next Monday.
Week. Yeah, man.
Monday.
7-ish.
7-ish. Get here early, get comfortable, pour a drink.
Right. Get you a good seat.
Get a good seat. And if somebody's name is on the seat, take the next seat.
Don't take it. Right. Don't take it. They paid for that.
Don't be that way. All right. All right, guys. Everybody, have a fantastic week. You too, buddy. Love you, man.
Back at you, man.
Bye.
First night.
It's good to be Juan.
No, it's not. Trust me.